Hello, everybody. This is episode two of Glimmers of the Path. My name is Danny, and I'm here with Deanna. And today we're going to talk about movement. So, this is something that Deanna's really familiar with, something near and dear to our heart. So, I figured it would be easy next episode. And for myself, it's something that I've definitely got benefited from it. But I'm also still working on it. So I think it would be an interesting contrast to see someone talk about it that is, incorporated it into her life really well. And then you also get the perspective of someone who's still, working on incorporating it, but sees the benefit. So this is pretty much the concept. So Deanna, I guess you can start, I guess, by saying I don't know, what is your thoughts on movement in general? Like why, this is a broad question, I guess, but like why do you think it's so important?
So first of all, Danny, I'm excited to be here, with you talking about something that I really love, which is movement. One of my, I would say one of my big resources for mental health, physical health, and well-being in general. So movement. I have so much to tell you about movement, but one thing that I'm going to start with is that when I study embryology, when I was going through the training of craniosacral therapy many years ago, probably 10 years ago, we study embryology because it was important to understand uh, movement. Where is this wave-like movement comes from? And then in embryology, we found, well, I was, mm, taking the subject, and the teacher was explaining and he brought a video about how the embryo, the first part that is created in the embryo is the nervous system, which is actually parts of the like brain and also the spinal cord. And how the very first movements of that very first part of a human being, it was movement. And the movement is a wave like movement.
Wow.
So,
Sorry, so what would you say embryology is exactly?
well,
I know you're
embryo.
explaining it kind of, I guess, as we
Yeah.
go though.
Yeah. Is this the study of the embryo, like from the beginning, from the moment of the when the egg it joins with the sperm, and then it creates the very beginning of a fetus before it becomes uh yeah, because before it becomes a baby and a human being. But
I
that
see.
would be the very, very beginning. So and that is such a great question, Danny. So seeing the movement of that very first embryo, it was for me, it was so impactful to see a wave-like movement. So for me, movement is a right for us. It's we have the right to move, you know. So the importance of movement for me, it has to do with how movement changes the way I feel emotionally, physically, mentally, right? So it does have a very big impact on those three layers. I remember that, um, I've been talking about movement always, and then I was thinking about like, what is it? Where is it that I got, my love for movement? And it brought me back to my little girl's, wisdom in primary school when I used to love playing basketball every single day. So as soon as I had a break, I would go and get a basketball and then start to play. and then I will go back, after break, put it back, and then go back to class, sitting, right? All the time sitting, listening, using all my senses to learn, you are listening, you are seeing your teacher, listening, you are writing. Um, so how important was for me that break of movement so that I can have a better I can absorb better. But I didn't know that at that time. It was just my little girl's wisdom to find a way for me to find a way to love movement. Yeah, so
Amazing. So what like a couple of things I'm like getting from that. I thought it was really interesting that you said that, movement is like the first thing that we do,
mhm,
which which is yeah, I find that interesting because when we think of our identity, like who am I don't think movement comes to mind. And
mhm,
then also another thing that I thought about was you started talking about movement at the embryonic stage, and then when you're talking about your childhood, movement is still like very natural to children, and they love to move and they want to move. But then it's kind of interesting because when we become an adult, it's like we learn to like not love, well, a lot of us anyway, we learn to like not love movement, if that makes sense. And we don't consider it part of who we are.
mhm.
Well, kids just that's how they express themselves in a lot of way. So I guess you consider maybe you consider movement a way to, do you think it's a way to express yourself or um yeah, like as an adult, I wonder is it something that you can use to express yourself or release energy? And what are ways that we can kind of get that childhood kind of maybe feeling of movement back instead of feeling like, oh, I gotta go to the gym, oh, like I should go for a walk, but I don't feel like it. You know what I mean?
Yes. Wow, Danny, that's such a good question. It's such an amazing question for me right now because as you were sharing, as you brought up the idea of children loving movement, right? They love movement. Yes, you are completely right. It's like they find their way to move, right? And they love being outside and
Yeah.
playing. And how it came to me as you were sharing that with me, how we are told not to move, right?
Yeah.
Don't move, sit here, stay
Yeah.
still. In my case, come back, be on your desk, look forward, don't move. And everybody's in the same classroom, right? So everybody has to do the same.
Hmm.
So that was so impactful. Like I was like, wow, yes, the association that you had with bringing children, how they have the movement just so organic is for them and fresh. And then you're challenging me the question, like, how can we bring that into that childlike love for movement so that when we are adults, we can tap into that, right?
Yeah. I
Yeah,
think
that's a great question.
I think it's kind of like play maybe too.
Mhm,
So like for me, I do improv comedy,
mhm,
like I do classes, and it's basically adults playing, but we're doing a lot of moving around. But when you first start, for myself anyways, it doesn't feel natural. And I think part of it is that we've kind of suppress the want to have fun and play and be silly. But as I do it more and more, it becomes more natural. And I feel like it's not that I'm in a sense learning to do improv. I'm like expanding and being more of myself, if that makes sense. Um, I know like you dance, so
mhm.
I maybe that's a similar thing. Is I guess Budanza is a way to kind of get into movement that's more in line with that childlike.
Mhm, mhm.
freedom kind of a movement. Do you think that that kind of makes sense?
Yes, yes, it makes a lot of sense. And then, uh, as you were saying, when you mentioned the word, maybe we can think about movement as a form of play, right?
Hmm.
When you were saying that, it was like, yes, it was such a great idea to frame it in a different way
Hmm.
or reframe it. And then, yes, like, one of my big loves was, basketball. And then, of course, dance was another one in high school, primary school. I did flamenco, salsa, all these type of dances. And then now I love offering to groups of people the use of music and movement and group connection to connect with play, because play is part of the vitality potential in biodanza is to awaken that vitality through play. Mhm. Through be able to just dance the way you would like to dance, and it comes what you just said, which is expression, right? So expression, I completely agree that movement is a form of expression, definitely. There is
Interesting.
nothing there. And then I do several kinds of movement, like we both have done qigong before.
Yeah.
Tai chi, I do dance with biodanza, and I do my own exercise every single day, because I do feel the difference, like the impact on my mind and my body are very, what is the word? Is very obvious. It's very, I actually can feel it every time.
Right.
I
Yeah.
do. So
I want to say visceral, but I'm not even
visceral,
sure
it's
if
like,
that's the.
we're getting into something here, Danny, which is
Yeah.
movement, play, movement. I don't know, it's just staying with me.
It's like an experiential. Um, I guess it brings you back into your body, which is, important to have that wholeness as part of like who you are.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, I could think yeah, I don't know. We're like I'm learning like as I'm talking to you right now and like giving a more rich understanding of what movement really is.
Yes.
Um, but I can feel like it's easy to restrict yourself these days and not even realize that you're restricted, but just having some type of movement can give you a sense of freedom that you never even knew you were missing. Um, so
Exactly.
yeah,
Yeah.
it,
Yeah.
and like these couple kind of few things we've been talking about, it just makes me think about it doesn't have to be boring. Like you don't have to go to the gym and be there by yourself, which is actually I still do do that. Like I was at the gym today and it's beneficial, but like if that's not your thing, maybe go play a sport or do a dance class, or something like that. I have actually a question about you dancers. So like when someone starts, like
Mhm.
how often do you see like, is it common to see almost like a transformation in someone? Like maybe like because I think if I were to do it, I'm not very comfortable dancing in front of other people. So I imagine my first time being there, I'm probably going to be like fully uncomfortable, and it's going to take me a while to feel, oh, even just like safe, I suppose. But I imagine if I were to keep doing it, it would just be kind of, I guess, like a beautiful thing. I can imagine turning into one of those people that love dancing and will dance in front of people and have a great time.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know if that's really a question, but like, do you think you could like kind of speak on that?
Right. Yeah. Biodanza, I'm very excited that you are interested in that. So biodanza is a movement practice, right? That the purpose of it is to connect with your inner potentials. So inner potentials of vitality, creativity, right? So it's all about connecting with that we have because we are 100%, healthy and 100% full of potential. But then there are not many spaces where you can actually tap into your own, into the potential I have. They are innate. So it is a process of going into it's allowing yourself the process of feeling uh self-conscious. It's noticing, oh my God, I feel so like nervous being here. And then allowing you to meet you or to discover you in that nervousness, in that discomfort, right? Because the class is not about how you perform, it's not about performing. For that, there is other types of classes, but this one is about you discovering who you are in those moments, in the moment of, okay, I'm going to start dancing with this song that I like this song. So what about if I let myself move with that song? And then noticing what happens with you.
Hmm.
Because it's not about this song, you dance it like this, right? It's about how you feel the music and then you dance according to how this feeling is. So there is a freedom into tapping into the song and then dancing that, right? For one. And then the other one is how I feel with myself in that allowing that connection. So it's like my first experiences with biodanza were exactly like that. I used to sweat in my hands like crazy when I was like, oh my God. When I studied my biodanza many years ago. So that was the process that I went through, like noticing how anxious I was, how I was nervous about this dancing. And one thing is true, I love dancing, right? Like I love moving with the music. But I could do it at home, like da, da, da.
Right.
When I was with others, I was like, oh,
Yeah, that's what I'm like. I can dance away at home, but then when around other people, I just get too self-conscious, I think.
yeah, and I was very self-conscious. I was so going through the process of allowing to feel you self-conscious, allowing yourself to notice, oh, okay, notice I am getting nervous here. It's okay. And checking in, I am in a safe space to keep moving. Is it okay what internally the self-conscious of me is saying? So then give yourself that possibility to it is brave, to go and
Yeah.
say, oh, I'm nervous, and then just keep moving and keep dancing. So I'm not sure if I answered your question, Danny. Am I? It's
Yeah, I think so.
because it is so
Uh,
much about movement. Movement is a form of expression. Conscious movement is extremely important. For example, biodance is about being present with you as you move with the song, connecting with what the song is telling you. So music becomes life actually, but that's what is called the dance of life, because music is the stimuli that comes to you, and then you dance towards that music,
mm,
to what it feels right for you at that moment with the music. So it's not about performing, and then your dance is going to enrich the dances of everybody, right? Because if we all dance the same way, right? Like one step back,
yeah.
then they won't be able to enrich the space. But because your dance is unique, the other person's dance is unique, my own dance is unique. So we notice, wow, I didn't know that song can actually provide me this richness when I see your dance. So maybe I want to try it. So empathy comes into place, right?
Interesting.
So it is a totally form of expression. Um, and then movement brings posture,
Oh,
right?
okay.
Don't you think that, Danny? For example, you go to the gym, and then just by moving with, you do, I don't know, your weights or whatever, then your posture is not the same. If you
Right.
start moving like that, right? Like this, you went there like that, probably you are coming out like this, right? And then posture will change your mood immediately and will also affect the second brain, which is your stomach, right?
So
So
did the posture happen because you need to be able to keep yourself stable in a sense?
that is a great question. Tell me a little bit more about that.
I'm just thinking like if you're dancing but you're slouched over, you're kind of gonna be like falling, you know what I mean? Or I guess at the gym, if say if you're lifting like dumbbells, if you're slouching over, you kind of have to be up straight to some extent. So I
Yeah.
guess that's part of the why you would I don't know, posture is interesting. Like maybe we could even do an episode on that because it ties into like breathing. All of these things are interconnected. But starting in my mind, I'm going down a rabbit hole. Like so, I'll bring it back.
Yes, yes, totally, totally. And I think it would be so amazing to do one episode about posture. Because
Yeah,
movement also it will change your posture and then it will change your breathing as well.
right,
Right?
exactly. Yeah. And
Yeah.
then that changes it. Like if you're breathing correctly, it affects your mind, your brain needs oxygen, like all of these things are connected.
All
And
things
it,
connected.
if you're
Yes.
if you're moving a lot and you're moving, you're staying healthy with movement, it can even affect your diet, I think. Because I find if I'm working out that I eat more healthy because you feel better if you eat healthy food and then
Yes.
exercise, so everything is tied together. I think that's kind of a theme. It's going to be a theme with these episodes is this interconnectedness with all of the stuff we're interested in.
Yeah. Yeah, it is so important to what you just said for me to acknowledge right now because we sometimes think that movement is one thing or that the mind is one and
Yeah,
the body is there. And then actually what you are saying now is so there is so much wisdom in it because we everything is interconnected. Every
definitely.
as I move, my digestion is going to change. And that is what happened, with me when I used to work in computer science a long time back in Colombia that I was starting to feel burnout. And
Hmm.
it's because my digestion was not moving at all. So
Wow.
digestion is not moving, which is connected with the neurotransmitters in the brain, for instance.
Yeah.
I found that later on. We were talking about before we started our podcast, we said, okay, do we bring neuroscience into our conversation? And then that's what I'm doing now. So it's like when we move, we are releasing neurotransmitters in the brain. And then the brain is connected with our digestive system. Right now, it's clear that the connection from here and the stomach and all that, the digestive system is like a second brain, right? So the
Right.
connection. So you are so right. Like when I move, I feel better already.
Yeah.
And then that feeling better wants me to eat healthier.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
It could cause
Yeah.
a chain reaction, and I guess in a sense.
Yeah.
I heard, I mean, I'm not really citing a scientific paper or anything when I say this, but I heard that you should go for a walk or do some kind of movement after you eat. So like if you eat your lunch, go for a 10-minute walk. I usually do that when I'm at work, and I just find that it's a nice way to break up to the day and get outside and just, burn some energy, and it feels good.
Yes.
Um, but it just made me think about digestion. I guess I could look into to that a little bit, but I think it
Um,
helps you digest your food as well.
Exactly. So that connection is just perfect because I don't know if you have noticed when we eat, then after if we sit, we start to notice that is like the energy is down here, right? The
Okay.
energy, I don't know, the energy is
Yeah.
adjusting. It's like we feel it in
Yeah.
here. So by walking, right? By walking, so then we start to move the energy that is sitting in here and is starting to move more into the entire body because we are moving, right? Because we are, yeah, basically, it's so simple, but at the same time,
Right.
it's
Yeah.
profound, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then as you walk, for example, if you move your arms in synergy with your legs, which is what we do in biodanza to try to bring that natural way of walking, we have lost that. So
Huh.
as you move everything, you are moving the energy in the meridians, in the channels that are in the entire body. So it's the connection, right? It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful to see that. Yeah.
Another thing I was thinking about is I guess we have a theme of almost I guess you could call it like holistic kind of well-being, how everything is connected. But something that's coming to my mind is that someone that may have trouble expressing themselves, like say someone that feels like maybe they have some negative thoughts that they want to process, but they don't want to talk, they don't feel like they want to talk to someone. I mean, I'm not talking about anything overly serious, but I just feel like it could be an option for someone. Say you had a bad day and you're like, I don't really feel like talking about it, but I want to process it somehow. Like there's this energy in me that needs to be processed. This I'm just thinking this is an option that people may not think about. Like maybe go dance, go for I think going for a walk even is huge. Like there's been so many times where I'm just at home and I'm not feeling too well. I'm having a bad day. I'm stuck in my head. And then I just say, I'm gonna go outside and just I like because I know going for a walk or going outside is good for you. So I was just saying, I feel really bad today. I'm just gonna go outside and see what happens. And like pretty much every time, I think every time I do that, I go for a walk, it just changes my brain. And then like after like 10 minutes, I'm like, how did I change so much from what I felt like when I was just sitting in my home.
Yes.
So I guess there's something to that, like processing. It's
Yes.
easy to get stuck in our head. So it's just another way of processing your emotions, I suppose.
Yep. I agree. I agree, Danny, completely, 100%, because what we think, right, when we are thinking, mm, it doesn't, it's only stays there. Sometimes what we think what is most likely creates an emotion, right? So we think, we create an emotion. We create an emotion, we keep thinking, right? So
Yeah.
this cycle here, what I feel, and then I think, and then I stay sitting, and then I think more, and then my emotional being is being more, I feel more of what I was
Yeah,
expected
yeah.
to feel, right? So for instance, you are thinking about this, I can't resolve this right now. I'm at work and I can't find a solution.
Yeah.
That not feeling that the feeling that you can't find a solution creates what kind of emotion you think you feel?
Um, it's not quite an emotion, but I feel like I want to say being stuck or feeling stuck,
Yes.
which is
Feeling
interesting
stuck.
because it kind of almost has a metaphor implication of if you're stuck, you're almost saying you're not moving, which is kind of interesting, I think.
Exactly, is a metaphor for not moving, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Moving, exactly. So probably you're feeling, I can't do this. Maybe there is stuckness, frustration, and then it comes back here. And then,
yeah,
so this cycle, movement will interrupt that cycle, right?
right, yeah,
Interrupt
interesting.
that cycle by, first of all, by definitely letting the neurotransmitters come in. Basic.
Hmm.
Like I am moving, I go for a walk, like a very nice active walk, you know.
Right.
So I'm letting the emotion or the because emotion is a word that is coming is e dash motion, right? E dash motion. It's
Hmm.
it's related with the body. So
Yeah.
so it's related. Whatever I'm feeling, that stuckness, then as I start moving, it's interrupted by the new neurotransmitters that are coming, and then because movement creates that. So
Right. Right. Changes.
like
Yeah. That makes
instead of
sense.
keeping the cycle, then you
Yeah.
interrupt it by doing movement. And then if you breathe more, because as you move, you're going to breathe more. Probably here in this cycle, the breath is also affected and it becomes shallower. Right?
Mm.
Here I am
Right.
frustrated and I keep thinking and I'm more frustrated, more
Yeah. Yeah.
so shallow breathing. So things then you get into what I call the tunnel vision. So there is no solutions. There is no way out of this, right? So
Yeah.
it's that
Right.
tunnel. And then, but if as you are doing that, what you are doing is going, okay, I'm gonna take a walk. And then you go and walk, and then you come back, and the experience of you is a different experience.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Experience. I guess. Yeah. The word experience is like an important part of that. Like we, especially like if you're stuck in your head. I've spent a lot of time being stuck in my head. I'm learning to not be.
Mhm.
But just having even the concept of experience, like change your experience. If you're in a room working on your computer, just change the environment, changes your experience, changes your neurochemistry, I suppose, and all of a sudden you're thinking differently. So it can be helpful. Like, yeah,
And
for
it
sure.
allows, energy to move through your body to your feet down into the ground. So I
Okay.
for me, movement really opened a space in my brain, in my mind. My mind was oxygenated.
Right.
And that's
Yeah.
what happened with me when I was a little girl. So much was happening, and I was playing basketball, and then after that, I could actually learn more, be there present in back to learning, in primary school. Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. And it's like I feel like you give that, yeah, you give one part of your brain a break. You know what I mean? You're using the other
Yes.
part, and now you can go back, kind of thing.
Right. And I think giving your brain, a break, that is so wonderful. I mean, the phrase that is,
Yeah,
we have to use that, Danny, bringing your brain a break.
yes, yeah.
It's part of,
Even
it's
if you
part of,
think, oh, sorry, go ahead.
it's part of the, I'm not sure what I call it, self-love,
Yeah,
care, caring for you. Mhm.
yes, that's true. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because it's easy if you're like, I need to get this done. I need to whatever it is. All right, I have no time to take a break, but taking those breaks gives you the energy to keep going. Like it's easy to forget that, I think these days. I think if you compare it to like a bodybuilder, they need to take rest days. Like the best bodybuilders aren't working out 20 like all their waking hours. They're taking a break. You know what I mean? So I think everybody in their life sh like I mean some people maybe they don't want to take breaks, but I think it's fair to say like every human needs to take some kind of break from whatever it is they do.
Yes, I think so. I think and play, as we were talking about play, if we reframe movement as a form of play, right? So
Yeah.
let's go and say, let's play. Let's play by moving. Let's take
Right. Yeah.
a break of play.
Yeah. 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 Something adults can try to incorporate in their life a bit more, I think.
Mhm.
Um, I think we could probably wrap up soon here, but one thing I wanted to ask you about is honestly like your morning routine because I think moving and doing a bit of exercise every day like is the way to go. Like I don't know if there's an argument against that really. I have had periods where I would wake up and do a little bit of exercise, each day and I've seen the positive effects of that. But I don't sustain it. Like, even though I know it's good for me and I've felt the benefits, I still struggle with that. So you're someone who maintains it. So I figure it might be helpful for people or interesting to just hear like what is it that what is your like morning routine?
Yes. Oh, okay, Danny. So, it is true. We struggle with having a routine of movement. Like that is one of the topics that are similar in when I work with my clients, and then movement. Movement. So one of the things that I think are important to think a little bit is what are the obstacles for me to move? So that would be one. What are the obstacles that are
Okay.
the way to move? And then just being very honest and write them down, I would say, and then look into that. For me, this is a practice that I've been doing for many, many, many years. So for me, if I travel, for example, I cannot do movement when I'm traveling. I can return back to movement very easy because it is part of my routine. I mean, for many years. So coming back, it's easier than when you don't do it. When you have had, a year, then you don't do anything, 2 years that you don't do any movement practice. That is something, the second part that I wanted to say. And then what I do is that as soon as I get up, I hear my alarm clock, then immediately I start to do qigong, which is the first part that I do. So I immediately start with my neck, right? And then as I'm coming into this room, actually, which is my room for all our personal things, and then I keep going with the shoulders, right? And then I keep going with the next movement. So what I do is I don't let the mind to intervene in my movement. I don't
So would
let
you say you're almost moving before your brain can start getting the dialogue? Is that kind of what you're saying?
that
Okay, okay.
before it starts to come into this is what I need to do today, or this is what
Yeah.
it's immediate. Like I start moving. So
Mm.
my routine is probably I would do 45 minutes of Qigong first to open the joints, to warm up the muscles. After Qigong, I do calisthenics. So I do around 40 push-ups, sit-ups, and crunches that are also important to keep the core. The core is
Okay.
important because I work with clients also with somatic work. So I need to work on the table. So that is another part. And then I do stretching of legs. Mhm. Legs, because I developed in time, in years, I developed plantar fasciitis.
Okay,
It
yeah.
was because I was always barefoot. So, due to that, then I developed plantar fasciitis. And then now, since I found that out, that was maybe 4 or 5 years ago, I have my own stretches for legs, for feet, so that I make sure that that doesn't develop more because I
Hmm.
just don't want that for
Right.
myself.
Yeah.
The, the only thing that for sure we are going is growing older.
Yeah.
So it's important for me to take care of that now,
Mm.
mm, and not let it advance more. So that is what I do every single day, to yeah, to make sure that my energy is moving, that my brain is actually more clear, because after that, creativity comes to me. Oh, this is what I would like to do uh, for my work, and then also it gives me a lot of experience to share with my clients, because something that comes from experience is really helpful for people in general, and for myself as well.
Mhm.
So that is what I do. And then after that, I can do meditation, but I don't do meditation without movement first. So
Interesting.
movement is also, it helps me immensely to go into Vipassana in a way that is way more, but I would say more complete.
Right, yeah. Well, I think what comes to my mind is you're really opening that awareness inside in your body
Mhm.
instead of going, if you went to straight to meditation, it's easy to get lost in your thoughts. But yeah, that's interesting. And then we were talking about this before we started recording, but I want to, so because I have trouble getting up and doing this, but I know it's good for me, I want to challenge myself and take
Yeah.
this opportunity for an opportunity of accountability. So, uh,
So
so yeah,
how can we help you to
yeah.
make sure
So
that you are going to do, first of all, if you can share with me, what would you like to do? I do.
okay, so each morning I should do some exercise. I know that. So yeah, I'm gonna like pledge that I'm gonna do like a morning routine each day until the next episode. And
Okay.
it'll be interesting to see how it changes my mood. I feel like I'll, feel a little bit better. So I don't know exactly. I think I'll have to do something. I'll look maybe a bit of Qigong. Maybe we should do an episode on Qigong sometime.
I would love to do that with you.
Yeah. So a little, we won't get into it too much today what that is, but basically, yeah, do a little bit of Qigong, I think, and then some light exercise. I find like doing squats in the morning helps like wake me up. I don't know what it is, but maybe some squats
Yeah.
and a couple other things, a few push-ups,
Hmm.
and then do like a meditation session because it's something else I've been speaking to you. I've gotten benefit from meditation but I haven't been doing it enough lately, so I'm gonna pledge that I will do those things each morning until the next podcast. And
That
yeah.
sounds wonderful. That sounds great. Mm, that sounds such a great idea.
So I think yeah, we can kind of wrap up now. I don't know if is there anything you wanted to kind of say?
No, I'm
But
very
then yeah.
excited about knowing how your week is going to go with movement, giving it a chance to be part of your life daily.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I'm a little bit almost like nervous now because I'm like, oh God, now I have to do this every day. But hopefully it builds the habit because it's like I think having it automatic, like I do go for walks on my lunch break, and that became first I kind of just made myself do it, or it wasn't super automatic, but now I look forward to that. So hopefully
That's
this turns into the same thing, you know?
Oh, that's so exciting to hear that you look forward to it.
Yeah.
Very, very amazing. Yeah. It's
Okay,
just giving
so.
yourself that opportunity to looking for, because it's algo that feels good. Mhm.
Yeah, yeah, it can feel good. It doesn't have to be a chore, right?
Exactly. It's about, as you said, playing, connecting with
Right.
playfulness as we were kids of our
Yeah,
life to move. Mhm. Yeah.
amazing.
So look
So,
forward to our next session. We have so much
yeah,
to do. Mhm.
yes, yes. Look forward to talking to you again. And
Definitely.
hope everybody enjoyed this episode and have a great week and have a great rest of your day.
You too have a wonderful rest of Sunday. Okay, I will see you next week.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. See you.
See ya.